This is how CHUD stay relevant. I love myself some Pepsi content. I really do. I really do. The neutral way of going about it. Call out your own ridiculous stuff as you see it, but don't be offensive towards other people's ridiculous stuff. You just call it out as you see it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with stereotyping as long as it's all done in good humor. When it's done it to be like absolute racism or racist, that's when it's crossed a line. But when you're doing it just to poke fun, it's normally like, okay, but you have to be in like the group and you have to know the people you're doing it with. Of course, if it's not one thing, it's another thing. If it's not one thing, it's another thing.
Jesus Christ.
I don't get it. Sneeko isn't known to be a tough guy. He's like a complete beta. I know he tries to be like this chud, this or like this alpha. Like no, he's a complete beta. You look at him, the way he talks, the way he carries himself is just, well, a cuck vibe. A cuck vibe. He's no chud, he's a cuck.
See, this is what happens when a brainless yapper tastes reality. Not his fault though. Just like his master, this red-pilled Filipino.
Oh yeah, because Andrew Tate wasn't Andrew Tate the one who claimed to be like, oh, I'm this UFC champion, I've done all this fighting stuff. If you've ever or was that another alpha male type of streamer who talked about all their combat, all this, which turned out all to be fake? They'd only ever fought in like one thing, and it was like this minute little middle of nowhere stuff. But yeah, the Sneekos and the Andrew Tate, which is now hidden, complete jokers. How they got a fan base, I have no clue. But I do have a clue. It's people that don't like where the world's at, especially with the male-women dynamic. You can't approach a woman because that's harassment. You can't comment on a woman because that's harassment. Men are the problem for everything. That's how these people end up having a massive fan base, because men get pushed to the side for women, and then men just don't have any kind of driving force anymore, that they fall to people that confidently talk nonsense about, oh yeah, you're the elite person. It's ridiculous.
Alpha male with natural Botox is used to fighting with women only.
No one's looking.
What the?
He tried everything under the sun he could to stay relevant. Became a Nazi sympathizer. Promoted sex trafficking with his idol Andrew Tate. Cut his girlfriend.
I've seen her fuck other men, and it's just like that was. Imagine seeing the girl you love like get fucked. She's moaning pretty a lot, but I think it's something everybody should do just to test.
Oh!
You know what?
Yep. Absolutely true. What's funny is this is the average Western alpha male, and it's also the average performative male. If you go far to the right, far to the left, you're the exact same person. The exact same. That's what's hilarious. Either you're a performative male and everyone knows exactly what you're doing, you pretend to be the overly sensitive one, or you're the alpha male that has no problem sitting down in the corner chair watching your proclaimed the one you love enjoy a few other men. It's just you can't make sense of this. It's so ridiculous.
And a bunch of other horrible things. When nothing worked, he converted and became too religious. And as a last resort to stay relevant, he's talking trash about India. Anyway, we're just using him as an example of how an average retard hate farms views from Indian 10-year-olds.
Okay, I'll just say this. I don't really give a about this community. Him saying that it's racist like Tate and Sneeko. Still, these kind of comments are expected from people like Tate and Sneeko. Hey, everybody makes racist jokes.
Okay, the racist jokes. There's a difference between joking about stereotypes and then there's being racist. You've got to know the difference. You've got to know the line. The problem is these people have constantly been encouraged to cross the line. Just like the performative people on the opposing side. Every single person, they know, they don't seem to understand where that line is. They just think it's okay to be racist towards X, Y, and Z because they've been greenlit to be a racist towards X, Y, and Z. Instead of understanding that people who are actually utilizing stereotypes to make a joke aren't doing it out of hate. They're doing it out of the joke that the fact that they understand that that stereotype is only there for a small group of the number. The problem is the reason the stereotype exists, just like with black people, just like with Asians, just like with women, just like with men, the reason why these stereotypes exist is because the problem is when one thing bad happens, more people are likely to notice that than the 10 things that good happen. So how does the stereotype become a massive thing? Is because, well, too many bad things happened with that set X, Y, and Z of people that people started equating that bad thing to that said group of people, even though the 9 others out of that 10 are probably doing something actually positive. It's completely different, but you have to go into it knowing that. The problem is a lot of these people that are just racist and not stereotypical don't seem to understand that.
Just because they're making it in front of you and they're in front of an Indian friend.
Okay, sir, how about a few jokes on Palestine? Wouldn't it be extremely funny for your anti-Semitic app? Oh,
Exactly. These people make no sense. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going on in Israel, Palestine. Have never cared. I'm in America. Why does it matter to me? I know more about Indian history. I know more about Pakistan. I know more about Bangladesh. I know more about China. I know more about Japan than I do about Israel, Palestine. All I know is after World War II, Israel was, well, anyone who knows how that became a thing and how the problem came about. But that's it. That is it. Everything else beyond that, I could care less because I'm an American. Yes, I like to learn history, but other than that, that's beyond it. The only reason why I'm more invested in India is because my wife is Indian. I have family in India. So of course I'm more invested that way. But that's the thing. It's just like all these people, for some reason, in America, this huge thing about Israel, Palestine. Why? That's Israel's problem. That's Palestine problem. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. Why are Americans caring about what's going on halfway around the globe? But we shouldn't. It means nothing to us. Who cares if a genocide's going on? A genocide has been going on, and this is going to sound very heinous. A genocide has been going on every year for the past century, and nobody's cared. Whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Israel, Palestine, whether it's China, rounding up its own people, or in the Philippines, or in no matter where it is, it has consistently happened everywhere in the world. And for some reason, the Americans only care about Israel, Palestine? What? Where was this care for these other issues? For when forgot, they're in the hotel Rwanda, in Rwanda, when those massacres were happening, those massive crazy situations were going on. What would happen which is still kind of going on in some territories? Well, what about what's going on in Somalia? It's just a lot of this stuff just doesn't make any sense. Nobody cares. Why? Because it doesn't benefit them. They might take a cursory glance, but it doesn't benefit them. It kind of reminds me of the Jana Mana movie, where everyone only cared about the relevant thing that the news told them to care about, not the fact that this stuff happens all the time. Not the fact that those actions, those heinous actions that took place happen all the time. No. You only care about the one that the news ran with. It's crazy. Kids are getting bombed in many nations. See Afghanistan and no one cares. Exactly. Exactly. These people are just performative. They're completely performative. They're completely fake. They know nothing about what they talk about. Whether it's the Sneakos, the Andrew Tates, the Hassan Pikers, all these people know absolutely nothing. Or they know just enough to push their audience to give them money. To give them money, because in the end, that's all it's about. It's all about lining their own pockets. And that's actually the sad part, because I get it as to why people want money, but at the same time, they're not doing anyone any favors. Like me, I could shout all I want to the wider world. It's not going to do anything to anyone. It's not going to do anything to anyone, except hopefully give other people another perspective. That's about it. That's about it. But that's the thing. These people are just insane. Absolutely insane, and they care about nothing but lining their own pockets. They're politicians. They're politicians. And again, anyone knows anything about me? I hate politicians. I love leaders. What nations need are leaders, not politicians. Politicians will sell out their own family members just to line their own pockets a little more. That's exactly what the majority of these performative people do. Anything just to get a little more richer. They'll sell out the future of their own nation, their own family's future, because they want to just line their own pockets. Isn't that exactly what a politician does? It's crazy. It's crazy. El Scribbler, I think it's because there are too many things, and we can care for literally everything, but doesn't mean we should just let every bad thing happen either. No, but you can't call out one bad thing and excuse all the others. Then you just become performative. It's either you care, like for me, I know why I'm more invested in like what's going on in India, but I have a reason for it. Why are all these people so invested in Israel-Palestine? Money. Money. That's it. That's that simple. Because they could easily start talking about other problems that need people's eyes on, but they don't. They don't. It's all about money. It's tragic, but Americans spent billions in Afghanistan to replace jihad with jihad. Exactly. Other nations can't do anything unless people change themselves. Yeah. Yeah. There's again, the U.S. shouldn't be anywhere. The U.S. should just be dealing with itself. The U.S. should just be dealing with itself. But these performative people, oh my gosh, I've been on for a tangent already. I just need to watch Pepsiti's video. I need to see Pepsiti's video. He got me triggered.
See, you're scared of your brothers in the Middle East. So what about a joke on Haiti? A joke on Philippines?
YouTube and all social media, when it was mostly North America, especially the East Coast, a couple places in Brazil, West Coast, Western Europe, that was when it was at its peak. Like there should be an American only or a British only. Like there should be, you say, the same way that we cross stream. Sometimes I go on Kick, sometimes I go on YouTube. I should be able to cross stream and cut out other countries, like cut out other countries from the content. Or if you want to filter your Twitter algorithm so that it's only Western world or only Europe and America, you should be able to.
A Filipino is talking about why Western Europeans and North Americans should only be on the internet. This is classic wannabe behavior. They're not gonna accept you. You look Filipino, not European. Hating random people on the internet doesn't make you a right-wing white supremacist.
Western world or only Europe and America.
And that still doesn't make you white. Sorry, you're not Nazi. You're just a clown from the Philippines who gets cooked by everyone on the internet.
I've never seen this many people switch on me, bro. I've never seen it happen. I don't have a lot of people supporting me right now. There's a lot of pressure from a lot of different angles. Perhaps I'm too paranoid. Stop being a baby, bro. I'm just tired of seeing the. Me personally, I'm tired of seeing the disrespect and everything.
I'll never feel bad for somebody like Sneeko. He always goes out of his way to get on the black community. Even when he got in this whole controversy playing the Hitler song, he tried to turn around and point finger at the black community and black music.
Oh, look at this. The snowflake is hurt now. What else were you expecting, cornball? You're not Kanye. You're just a clown from the Philippines. Kanye gets away with his extremism and
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if he's from the Philippines or not. I don't care about Sneeko. All I know is that he makes a fool of himself all the time. That's all I know about him. I have no clue about his ethnic origins. And again, to be honest, I don't care. I don't care. All I know when I see him is like, I'm gonna get a retard opinion. I'm gonna get a retarded opinion. And what's funny is just like, there's nothing wrong with having a retarded opinion. Just be honest about your retarded opinion. I am. Everyone should be honest about their retarded opinion, because guess what? They're all opinions. Like, in the end, none of us will know for a fact, what is going on in some other place in the world, across the globe. especially in someone else's head. What someone is dealing with when they're fearing the sky. What someone is dealing with when the earth shakes beneath them because bombs are being exploded above their head. I will never be able to understand that. Like, my wife went through something when during Operation Sindoor. She was feeling the earth shake beneath her feet as the drones were being shot out of the sky, as the ordnance were being shot out of the sky. She was feeling that. I would never experience that. The closest thing would be when I was sleeping on my bed and I woke up and I realized my whole room was shaking because I was going through an earthquake. I would never experience the fear of having like explosions going off around me. I'm blessed where I'm at. And all these people who live in like the Western world, who have all these who are so distant from any sort of crime, except if they go downtown to the slums where they will most likely be stabbed. But these people who live in their gated communities have no problem telling the rest of the world how they need to act. Having no problem telling the rest of the people in their own nation that they need to be welcoming of the crazies coming into the nation. They don't have to live in fear of those people because they're in their gated communities. They could dial 911 and have them show up and talk to somebody down the street because they felt a little uncomfortable, because the police departments in the richer communities operate, sadly, differently than they operate in the lower more hard, more income impoverished communities. In the ghettos, they operate completely different because there's just a different dynamic between them. There is a massive dynamic between them.
Controversies because he's talented. See, he tries to make himself look like a misunderstood genius with all these provocative statements and opinions. But he's basically just copying different popular controversial public figures. The only authentic thing about him is that he looks Filipino. That's why he's getting abandoned by his own group of clowns now.
Sneeko was spiraling after getting banned from Miami for playing Kanye's Hitler song.
Is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
And by the way, I spoke to other club operators. They are not welcome in their club. How they got into this club?
Then publicly getting thrown under the bus by Andrew Tate.
Come through. We're with.
Yeah, oh my gosh. These people threw each other under the bus. They had like the alpha male meetup for the first time ever. It was going to be the most progressive thing. And from what I understand, it was the most like embarrassing, like, what is it? Third party embarrassment that people got just seeing it, witnessing it, all these alpha males getting together. And then what do? The next thing? Not even a week later, they're all throwing each other under the bus.
Nico, is that okay? And he came along and he made a mess. And I could sit here and blame it all on him. But even though he put the song on, I just don't think.
I get it. He's lying right now.
And then having one of his closest friends, Myron, back Andrew Tate instead of him.
Yeah, I just wish we kind of handled this.
Well, it's already out there. It's already public. He's quote tweeting his lawyer. They're putting it on me. It's already public. It's like, it's not something that you solve privately. Is it like, I mean, look, I know you have a friendship with them.
With Sneeko feeling the public pressure and backlash from all sides for being a racist, anti-Semitic, Nazi-loving Hitler apologist. So yeah, Sneeko is having a very bad, no good week. But to me, it just seems like the alt-right white supremacist grift caught up to him.
The only reason why he's still relevant is because he would say the stupidest and the most hateful things ever. And then you see 5 videos on YouTube with titles like, Sneeko gets cooked again. This feminist just destroyed Sneeko. That's exactly what this Filipino wants from you. He's been doing it for years. Every time the controversy ends with the clown getting brutally spanked for his stupid statements. And it's all the same with this Portuguese YouTuber. He made regular YouTube prank and Mr. Beast style videos for years and nobody cared. His channel got a significant amount of views only when he started making controversial, hateful propaganda videos. And now this retard wants to be the president of the US. Do you see a pattern here? It's always these talentless, weird clowns. Now, how did he go from making toilet ASMR videos to this? And then you have chuds like this, who basically parrots the same things his audience says. Look at his thumbnails. He's always acting like the world's a...
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Those again, I try my best. Well, I say I try. I still, to this day, have not utilized this AI clickbaity crap nonsense. Anything that I put in like the titles of my videos is kind of relevant to something I'm talking about during the videos, because I try to retitle them my own way. I try to retitle them my own way. And the thumbnails, all I do is I take the original thumbnail and placed it up right behind me. I try to keep it as like, I guess, unclickable as possible, as bad as that sounds. But yeah, because again, some of these, especially with the Asmongold clip channels, it's like, oh, this seems interesting. Click on it. There is nothing here. It doesn't really have anything that the title had to do with it.
About to end. It's over. You click on the video to see how the world's about to end, and there he's just saying the most obvious things. Just because of white supremacy.
Well, yeah, the funny thing is, I think that's why he's so popular. I paused it on the perfect spot. The reason why he's so popular is he says the most obvious things. The problem is, the people that follow him know that if they said the exact same things, which are obvious, they'd lose their jobs. They'd be kicked out of like shopping centers. They'd be kicked out of restaurants. They'd be kicked out of just for stating the obvious. That's how bad it is here in the United States, where people will follow somebody. I mean, I guess I'm using this guy as the example. People are going to follow somebody who's a slob, who states the obvious, because they don't feel safe enough to be able to speak the obvious. Yeah, we have the freedom of speech, but there are consequences to what you say, what you do. There are consequences. That's just how the world works. There are consequences to your actions. There's consequences to what you say. That's why people will always, like, especially during like, when you start demoralizing or making light of like a political assassination or things like that, people will start hounding them and try to get them removed from their jobs, because guess what? 10 years ago, that whole thing started. They started to target people who claim to be MAGA or claim to be, and get them to lose their jobs. So now it's just going full reverse, full circle. Andrew Tate was fine up until he's improvement. After that is just grifting. I don't know. I don't think he ever did self-improvement. I think the entire thing was a grift.
Pharmacist from his mom's basement donated his mom's entire month's paycheck. And you'll definitely see a Pakistani posing as an Indian in the comments saying, "Sir, please react to why Pakistan Armed Forces is better than Indian Army."
I used to play World of Warcraft. I was my ex-boyfriend's pocket healer because that's all I was good for.
Yes, that's his ideal audience.
And we actually broke up because he chose WoW over me, but he would always send me Asmongold's videos. And then so after a while, I started watching him. And it became, I was like, it was something that was like secret for me, because it's not something to be proud of, you know? No one knows I like Twitch, no one knows that I watch Asmon or anything. My advice to him is sometimes it's kind of distracting that there's a hole there. So I really think you should fix your teeth. And then another piece of advice I have for him, he's like balding, right? So I think he can get like eyeshadow that's the same color as his hair and like fill it in so that it's not as distracting for his viewers, you know? But honestly,
or just shave it. There's nothing wrong with shaving it.
I don't think he smells. So if he stink, then like people would stay away from him. But he does IRL stuff with people, so he doesn't stink.
Are you sure? That's the average chronically online CHUD streamer for you. See, they are good at hate farming views, and they know what they're doing. The question is, why do you have to let them rage bait you into getting a strong reaction out of you? That's exactly what they want. And also, not everything is racist and insensitive. Take jokes as just jokes. People can have controversial opinions. You don't always have to be so attached to these identities. Asian, Indian, American, Muslim, Jew, gamer, creator, these are just identities. When you look beyond them, they mean nothing but words. I know these identities can take center stage for you when it comes to someone hating on you because of them. But beyond all that, you're just a creature that exists here for a limited time. That doesn't mean you shouldn't answer or shut them up when needed. But when someone's just hating on you, when they're obsessed with these identities, they don't deserve a reply. Save your energy for battles worth fighting.
I freaking like his but ZT really does get to the heart of it at the very end. He's like just giving a heart to heart. Like, again, all these people have started flying flags in defense of all this stuff. And that's the problem where it gets ridiculous. Because I understand when people get offended due to certain things, but at a certain point in time, you've got to realize that I always think back on like one of the most powerful movements, even after the slaves were freed, even after all of that, it took Martin Luther King basically telling people to not lash out. When you're berated, do nothing. When you're targeted, do nothing. Because if you're not attacking back, then everyone else around sees who the instigators truly are. And guess what? That mindset helped move an entire generation forward past these petty, simple racism of skin tone. Massively forward. The funny thing is again, like every movement, just like the feminist movement, where it was women who wanted to get out of being seen as objects and actually put something back into society. They've gotten so far to forward that they're literally putting themselves back into being objects. A movement goes too far where it ends up it goes full circle, becoming the exact same thing. And the exact same thing is happening, especially after 2008 in the United States, where racism is literally starting to lash out at everyone. And due to the acts of hate creates other hate. Like that's what American History X was about, where a man goes to prison, spoilers for this really old film, goes to prison for being racist towards a black man, finds out that the black man, or literally killed a black man, because he's an absolute racist, a white supremacist, has a less sentencing because he ran on the defense of like, oh, I was afraid, it's a white community, he was there for no apparent reason, you know, that kind of nonsense. Made a friend with a black man in prison, and then came out, tried to get his younger brother out of the line of hate, and when his younger brother was gonna write the article American History X, his younger brother gets killed by black kids in the bathroom. Only to continue the circle of hate. Only to continue the circle of hate. And that's it. That's the main problem, is people don't realize where they came from. Just like the feminist movement now doesn't realize what the feminist movement started as. They just want more money. They just want more power. They just want more eyes on them. Just like with the racist movements. Just like with black people being racist, just like with white people being racist, just like with Asians being racist, just like with whatever ethnicity, race, religion being whatever hate towards whatever group. Because no matter what, without people accepting where they came from, they will never get themselves out of, guess what? Where they came from. Because in the end, they put themselves back into that situation. They put themselves back into the same situations that their forefathers got them out of. Because, especially now, most people don't know really anything other than a 60-second video they see on their phone.
You guys got a video? So bad.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.